Hi everybody, this is Pramita here, and today we're going to work on the scrappy journal that I had promised. I will show you how I'm going to construct the cover. So this is kind of the one half of the journal, so it's totally up to you which side you want and whatnot. So I have just used some digitally digital printables, you can say, from these are from MyPorchPrints. I have used them in other projects, and then I had some papers left over, which, as I said, are lying all over, and I thought it would go nicely with the color scheme also. And as for the closure, I'm going to be using something, I'm going to be making something different. I did talk about that I think in my previous video, but I'm not sure yet. We'll come to that later on. So the only thing I've done is this is the other half. I've just sewn it on all sides, and I've kept this as the bottom part just to make sure that the measurements are okay. And then I've glued, I've just added glue stick, and then I've stuck this paper with a little bit of margin all around, because I'm going to fold this up like so, and then I'm going to cut these two corners, and then I'm going to add some paper on this side also, which totally ties up the entire cover project. So I'll show you how I reach till here. I'll just stitch around this, and then I'll be back. So I'm back after I have stitched this, as you can see, and I'm going to keep the the closed part at the bottom. So this is going to be the bottom part, and I'm just going to glue this paper on top of this. So I would not be requiring the entire sheet. So what I'll do is I'll just measure this out just enough so that I can fold these sections. So I'm just going to leave about an inch or 3/4 of an inch, and then I'm going to start gluing. So what I'll do is I'll just glue this, and then I'm going to lay it down. And this doesn't need any explanation, because this is just a very easy method of construction of a cover, but that's how I would like to do things. But then you'll see it's going to get transformed into something else. I'm just trying to make sure, so I'm just trying to make sure that I have enough space on all the sides. So this is what it is. Now I'm going to trim off this portion, and yes, I'm going to be using my trimmer, a guillotine trimmer, you can say. Okay, so I have this done, and this is the bottom part, and I'll show you how it looks. So I'm going to fold this lightly, and this is our bottom part. That's the one thing we should keep in mind. So this is one part of the cover, and this the other part. Now I'm going to glue all the the flaps, and I don't think you need any explanation or anything of that sort, so I'll probably do it off camera. Then this video is going to be super short and quick. So if you're new to my channel, then please subscribe and think of sticking around. I'm so thankful to so many new subscribers, and how can I forget my older subscribers who have stuck around and been with me for so long. Thank you so much. And if you have not yet liked my video, if you really do like my videos, then please don't forget to hit the thumbs up, bell icon or whatever, and Now we are going to glue this, and I'll come back to show you how they look, and then we'll add the spine, the fabric that we're going to add on the spine. Okay, so I'll come back and show you how it looks. So okay, I have glued the inside flaps, and in the meantime what I've done is I have, if you can notice this very carefully, I've just given a stitch all around, just so that the cover sits very well on the packaging itself, because the packaging is very kind of a very unwieldy kind of thing, you know. It doesn't try to it always tries to, you know, remain very rigid to break the fibers of the paper a little bit more. I kind of like the stitched and it also gives a very finished kind of look. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ink the edges, and then only I will add the fabric spine. So the fabric spine is going to be from both the sides, and I'm only going to do the outside first, because then I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to lay another layer of that once I finish covering this part. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ink this, and I'm not going to bore you by showing the entire process, as you can very well you know, do this and need no kind of instructions for this. Okay, so now the cover has been done. We just need to put the fabric and look for some of the papers that will cover the inside inside of the front and back covers. So what I'm going to do is, oh my god, my glue has gunked up. That's really annoying. And of late I have, you know, kind of developed kind of more distaste for these kind of glues, but what to do. So I'm just laying a little bit of glue on the paper itself, and then I'll just put down the fabric. The fabric is just a repurposed pillow cover of sorts, so you can use anything you want for these kind of projects, and it's pretty sturdy, but it's old. So I'm just going to keep it this way, and I'm going to move this. Okay, and now comes the tricky part. So since I do not like to put fingers onto the glue, what I do these days is I keep a scrap piece of fabric, you know, just whichever one you like, because if I use paper it tends to stick to the glue more easily. So I've switched to fabric, and of course you can reuse it as many times as you like till it becomes unusable basically. So I keep that handy, and I usually trap my finger inside it, and then you know, rub the place like this. So now my fingers don't get gunky anymore that much. Well, using glue will definitely make your fingers gunky, and this is what we have. So now is the time when we're going to look for some papers to go inside this. Okay, so I'll be getting, I have not decided on the paper basically. I have something over here which can work, but I need to look some other piece of paper. Just let me have a look. I'll grab something and I'll come back. So I decided to not use this one because I found some cardstock designer sort of pattern paper. This is extremely thick. This is kind of 300 GSM. I don't know about the pound because I have no idea about that. So what I can do is I can cut this down. This was just a scrap after I made some of the TNs a few months back, so I've kept it. It's pretty good in size, so I can use this you know, so that way this cover is going to get sturdier. So I'll just measure this out and I'll cut them accordingly. So so one thing I can do is I can cut it from here because it's already bent and folded, and then it'll be easier for me to maneuver things around it. So let me lift the camera a little bit so that you can see what I'm trying to do. Okay, so this is not straight, so I'm definitely trying to straighten this up, but also not make it too small. Okay, just a little bit, tiny sliver that I can take off, and I'll just guesstimate, but it's better to measure out. So it's going to be, so I'm going to just measure this out a little bit. So if I start from here, it's going to be like 5.5 inches. That's it. So 5.5 inches will be the length of this, and let me see how big or small this is. So I'm going to keep it a little bit extra in case I mess up. So there is a cut over here, so I'll rather go with that. 5.5. Okay, perfect. So I can put this over here, and you can choose to use any paper. Basically my idea is to use up as many scraps I have, so so that I am left with less scraps. And since I am hardly getting any time to create journals these days, so I would rather stick with lesser scraps, because you know, scraps make things messy. Also scraps are very essential to journal making. So I'm just taking off a sliver again, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put this like so. Okay, so now I'm just going to glue these two and come back to show you the complete finished look. Okay, so now we are coming towards the end of the construction of the cover. So you can see how it's looking. I've just glued these two pieces down, done nothing else. And I also have another tiny scrap piece of fabric that I want to lay on top of this one. You don't have to do this, but you know, I am a little bit fussy about certain things. So I want to make this strong from the, you know, inside part also. And I'll just show you. I'm just going to glue this down. So this way, you know, the spine is extremely strong. It can take any kind of, I'm also going to put a little bit of glue, not much. I'm just going to even this out, you know. So I have this, and I will just, you won't see the glue at all from the outside, but it's going to give a better adherence and also structure to the spine. So this way I know that this is going to be perfect. So I'm just going to lay this down. Okay, and you can see for yourself that it is already pretty sturdy, and this is how it's looking. So for the closure, we're going to do something different this time. I have never done this kind of closure, but let's give this a try. So I'm going to use this as my closure. It sounds funny, but this has to be trimmed down a little bit from the bottom, and that means this pocket will come you know, it will come up part, but that's okay. I'm going to add it later on. So I'm going to do this part in the next video because this video is getting already long. I want to keep it under 15 minutes so that you people can enjoy this. So in the next part, which is going to come very soon, because I'm just going to get working on this one, and I'll show you how you can make a closure out of these kind of flappy kind of pockets. Okay, so thank you everybody for watching this. Bye, have a great day, and please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Bye.